Got this shit in these folks cereal, boy. Got a goddamn baby. Folks cereal, man.
Wow. Welcome to another episode, everyone. These prison conditions are so bad, men beg to die instead of doing time inside of these prisons. Stay free. Stay out of here. Look at this. This is the bag of cereal that they are forced to eat, littered with mice. A mouse done had a baby inside of the cereal, and look at a bunch of little mice running around live inside of the cereal that they're going to be forced to eventually eat. It's not a place you want to be, man. This is horrendous. And that was blood water. Let's look at that again. Look. That's blood. See the blood, all of this blood mixed with water. God dang, look at that. That's a rat. What kind of prison is this? I've never in my life seen a rat inside a prison, bro. Inside of the county jail, yes. Not inside a prison. No, this is not supposed to happen. This is where these individuals are forced to live for many years, many of them. These conditions are absurd. You can't have canteen in here. You can't have food because the rats are coming in there eating all of this stuff. You can't sleep properly. You're going to have problems sleeping properly in prison anyway, of course, but how can you sleep with any sort of peace knowing that perhaps there'll be a rat coming to eat you up? Oh my goodness.
Bust that bitch. Come bring me my belt. I know that man ain't picking up food off the floor, man. He wearing that piss. He wearing that piss and that shit. That man pissing and shitty hell. You a nasty bitch. You a nasty white bitch. You a sick white bitch. Bitch.
I just seen a nigga walk up and stab a nigga in the heart in front of the police. And when the nigga fell, the nigga who stabbed him said, "That's how you kill a nigga. That's how you do it."
Now for the fuck out here though, look at this shit. This is a room that's my living in. Yeah, she nasty as fuck. Look at the toilet. Look at this shit. Look at this shit. Look. It's the fucking.
Whoa, man. So these are the prisons in Georgia with these rats and all this stuff running around. Look at this toilet. How can you use this to do anything? Look at this. This is disgusting. Yes, they committed crimes, many of them. Yes, they have to do their time. It does not mean that they should be dehumanized. They are still human beings. Bear in mind, these are the same individuals who are set to return to society at some juncture. We don't want them out here angry and bitter at how they've been treated.
I ain't even fucking show you shit for real. Let me just say it, bro.
Yeah, man, we got these boys downtown down there, motherfucker, man. These boys at Garnett Station. But ain't nobody fucking with Shawty. 2025, we got niggas sleeping in the mat out this bitch. Hey, you alive in that mat, bro? Hey, bro. Are you alright in there? Yeah. Alright.
This shit crazy. This man has been yelling like this for the past hour. They've been to his cell. They've been talking to him. He's done told them this man in his room got a weapon. He's trying to hurt him. And yet they have still not came.
This the shit what's going on at Macon State Prison right here. This what we live in. The sprinkler been popped for at least 10 minutes now. You see that? Sprinkler pop. That shit getting on everything. It's in the GDC website. This they system. This how they treat us. This how we live. That shit been running for the last 15 minutes right now, literally.
They got his ass again. He dead, y'all. You know. I'll take pictures. Oh, nobody. He's recording me. Here it is. September 26th, 1:58 a.m. I've been locked in a hole with no mat, no nothing. They took all my property around 2:30. My toilet messed up, it won't flush. Water runs all day. Look what we sleeping on for the night. The bunk man here with me. I have no mat either. The box, nothing. Nothing but spoon. Nothing. Where we gonna hide the mat at? We're beating on the door, yelling for the officer. They keep lying to us, telling us, you know, whatever they want to tell us.
This is crazy. These prisons in Georgia is bananas. There's absolutely no way that this will go down in a California prison. Things happen, sprinklers break or whatever, but to live in these sort of conditions day in and day out will not happen. The inmates there are going to come together and do whatever is necessary to change those conditions. Believe me, it will never happen. They have clean water, clean drinking water, clean showering water, and all of that. The toilets are functioning. There's no way. It's impossible. So these prisons out here in Georgia, well, this is just crazy. And they need to do something about it. They're inmates.
Shower. See that receiver.
He ain't dead though.
Still a big moving.
He high on that strip, man. He been smoking good, man.
My wall is missing boulders. Look at this. We live in here. This is my room. This is my whole room. We living in this right here. We have this in our room that we live with. What the fuck? And it go deep with pipes and all kind of rust and bugs, roaches, and I'm telling what else in that motherfucker, but we live in this.
This how they got me living in. We can't flush the toilet. We can't use the sink. This is how they got me living in here. No mat. No nothing in the bed.
There's a black man sitting in a cell right now. He's not thinking about getting out. He's not thinking about his family. He's not thinking about what he did to get in there. He's thinking about one thing: how to die.
Look, y'all, they just put me in here. I asked for some cleaning supply. They told me no. They told me get my stuff and come in, or they gonna jump on me. Look, the light don't even work. I ain't got no light. It's the light. Light don't even work. Look how black this is. Look how nasty this cell is, man. Look at the door. Look how rusty this door is. This where food supposed to come through. Water, ice. This don't even move, y'all. Look. Look how nasty this shit is.
Super nasty, unlivable. How can you live in those conditions? Yes, prison is bad. Prison is supposed to be harsh for those who are going to say that. It's not supposed to be Magic Mountain. But it's still supposed to be humanizing. It's not supposed to be dehumanizing. That's for sure. You can't even see out of that cell door window. The window is blocked. These walls are extremely filthy. No light on, no mattress. None of these individuals have mattresses in their cell. Holes in the wall. I've never seen anything like this. I've certainly never experienced over my 30 years of incarceration, never experienced anything like this. I've been inside of some dirty cells, of course. This is ridiculous. This is beyond dirty. This is unsanitary. You can catch staph or some sort of disease and lose your life in these sort of conditions. What is the justification for these individuals not having running water or their toilets not functioning properly when they have to live here and use the bathroom and bathe themselves and drink water and such, and they are not going to be able to do it in these conditions? Hell, they don't even have water running. No, there's no way I can live like this.
For some cleaning supply, they tell me no. Go in or get sprayed with mace, and they gonna drag me out. They won't give me nothing to clean the toilet out with. Look how nasty the toilet is. And look at this. Look at the water pressure, y'all. Look. This one don't even work. Toilet flush when they want to flush. Sad, y'all. Report this.
I'm not kidding. He's not depressed, but is he weak? No. He wants to do it because what's happening to him inside that facility is so far beyond what any human being was built to endure that death stopped being a fear. It became a goal. And by the end of this video, you're going to understand exactly why. Now, before you click off thinking dude is doing this for views, nah, I'm not. I need you to stay with me because what you're about to hear isn't from a movie. It's not from a Netflix documentary where they clean everything up and add sad piano music. This is the raw, documented, disgusting reality of what American prison conditions actually look like. We're talking about the food men are forced to eat, the heat that literally cooks them alive, the violence that never stops, and what all of that does to the human mind after months, sometimes years, of non-stop exposure. Think of it like this. You know how they say you can boil a frog alive if you raise the temperature slowly enough? The frog never jumps out because by the time it realizes the water is killing it, it's already too late. That's prison, except there's no slowly. It's already boiling the second you walk in. And we're gonna go through every single layer of that heat today. By the time this video ends, your brain is gonna be permanently changed about what prison actually is. Let's get into it. Let me ask you something real quick. What'd you eat today? Maybe some cereal, maybe you grabbed something on the way to work. Maybe you're watching this right now with a snack in your hand. Now imagine, and I need you to actually picture this. Imagine that every single meal for the next 5 years looked like this. A gray scoop of something that used to be meat, 2 pieces of bread that are stiff at the edges, a carton of milk that expired 2 days ago, and a spoonful of something brown that nobody could identify. That's it. That's the menu. Every day, 3 times a day, for years. Decades. There's a guy, I'll call him Marcus, came in at 210 pounds, solid guy, worked construction before he caught his case. 18 months into his sentence, he dropped down to 160 pounds. Not because he was sick, not because he was on some program, but really because the food wasn't food. Now here's what most people don't understand about prison food. It's not just about being hungry. Hunger you can manage. You can distract yourself from hunger. What you can't distract yourself from is humiliation. See, when an animal is fed, it doesn't think about what it's eating, it just eats. But when a human being is handed a tray that looks like it was scraped together from whatever didn't sell at a discount grocery store, something inside them breaks because your brain starts to register. They don't see me as a person, they see me as something to be maintained, like a machine that needs the minimum amount of oil to keep running. And the worst part? They're There are documented cases, real cases, where inmates found maggots in their meat, mold on their bread, bugs floating in their juice. And when they complained, the guards laughed. You know what that does to a man psychologically? You know what it means when the people responsible for your care respond to your suffering with laughter? It means you stop being human to them. Once you stop being human to them, everything else we're about to talk about becomes possible. But as bad as the food is, and it is bad, at least when you're hungry, your body is still fighting, still resisting, still wanting something. What I'm about to show you next, your body has no defense against. 138 degrees Fahrenheit. I need you to sit with that number for a second. 138 degrees. That's the internal temperature of a car parked in the sun in July. That's the temperature that makes asphalt soft. That's the temperature at which your body stops being able to cool itself down and starts cooking from the inside. That was the recorded temperature inside a Texas prison unit in the summer of 2023, and there was no air conditioning. There never is. Now, I want you to think about the last time you were really hot, like unbearably hot. Maybe you were stuck in traffic. Maybe your AC broke in July. Maybe you were at an outdoor event with no shade, and you were miserable, right? You were irritable. You couldn't think straight. All you wanted was to get somewhere cool. Now, imagine that feeling, but you can't leave. You can't get in your car. You can't open a window. You can't go anywhere. The walls are concrete. The floor is concrete. The ceiling is concrete. Doors are locked, and every surface is radiating heat back at you like an oven. And what makes the heat so uniquely evil is that it's invisible. You can't see it. There's no blood, no bruises, no footage that goes viral. It just quietly breaks a man down from the inside. Kind of like the next condition, except this one you can absolutely see, and it will not leave your head. Let me be honest with you about something. I'm not going to romanticize this section. I'm not going to make prison violence sound like some action movie sequence where the toughest guy wins and everyone respects him after. That's not what this is. Real prison violence is not dramatic. It's not cinematic. It's quiet, it's sudden, and it's everywhere. Think of it like this. You know that feeling you get when you're walking through a sketchy parking garage at night? That thing in your chest, that hyper-awareness, that voice in the back of your head that's always scanning, always calculating, always asking, is this safe? Now, imagine that feeling every second of every day for years. No parking garage has lasted years. There's a concept in psychology called hypervigilance. It's what.
Why is he sitting there licking the bottom of the shoe, man? And that's what's going on in prison. In some of these prisons now, they're getting in this so-called K2, this spizz ice. They're smoking this stuff, and they're hallucinating. They're going crazy in there. And again, as I've said before, you get off of that stuff in there, it's going to be hard for you to preserve yourself and make it home because you have to stay vigilant in there. You have to stay observant, and it's hard to do that if you're intoxicated, particularly the level of intoxication that we see here, where some of these individuals passed out on the floor, can't move and all this off of that stuff. Well, you're an easy target inside a prison. I don't know the politics inside of a Georgia prison, but they still don't need to be on this stuff, regardless of the, clearly it's violent. We see that these huge, humongous knives that some of these individuals have there. But nevertheless, the conditions alone is a motivating force for you all to unite, come together, do away with this nonsense, and demand that you be treated like human beings. Did you see the water running out of that sink? Look like mud, that brown, dark brown, filthy water. These are the conditions that these individuals are living in. This is horrific, and something needs to be done.
What soldiers come back from war with. It's what trauma survivors carry for decades. It's what happens when your nervous system has been on high alert for so long, it forgets how to turn off. Prison manufactures hypervigilance, and here's what nobody talks about. The violence isn't always physical. Sometimes it's psychological, systematic, calculated. There are inmates who've been targeted for months, not beaten, just watched, just reminded every single day that someone is waiting, that their time is coming, that there's nothing they can do to stop it. You know what that does to a person? When you know something bad is coming, but you don't know when, your brain creates the trauma before the event even happens. Your body is already living in the aftermath of something that hasn't occurred. Now multiply that for 365 days, multiple years. By the time some of these men get out, if they get out, they are not the same person who went in, not even close. But here's the thing, the food breaks your body, the heat breaks your body, the violence breaks your body and starts on your mind. What's coming next? What's coming next finishes the job. I want to tell you about solitary confinement.
And I'm in prison, right? They don't do the power. We got the neighbor talking the head all again. Talking through the whole again. That twin right there. Twin G. Twin!
Not the Hollywood version, where the tortured hero stares at the ceiling and has profound thoughts. The real version. Imagine a room, roughly the size of a parking space, concrete walls, a metal bed bolted to the floor, a toilet, a sink, a small window, if you're lucky, that shows you a strip of sky about 6 inches wide. You are in this room for 23 hours a day. You have no programming, no real human contact, no purpose, no routine that means anything. And you were there not for days, not for weeks, but months, sometimes years. 15 days. That's when the United Nations, the organization that sets international standards for human rights, says solitary confinement crosses the line into torture. Some American prisoners have been in solitary for 15 years. Let that sit with you. There was a man, I'll call him Raymond, went into solitary at 34 years old, model inmate actually, but he got into one fight, and the system threw him in the box. His sister came to visit him 8 months later. She said, and I'll never forget this description, she said he looked at her like he was looking at something from another world, like he'd forgotten what it felt like to have someone see him, really see him, as a human being. He kept asking her if the walls looked straight to her, because to him, they'd started to curve. That's not a metaphor. That's a documented psychological response to prolonged isolation. The brain, starved of stimulation, starts generating its own hallucinations, paranoia. The walls move.
Yes, it does start generating its own, and there you have it, where the individuals there at the United Nations or what have you said that being in the hole for more than 15 days is considered torture. But as the narrator indicated, there in California, you can stay in the hole for years. I did 38 months in the SHU program. You can stay in the hole 2 years in the hole. You can stay in the hole for a very long time. So if 15 days or beyond that is torture, then what is 15 years in these sort of conditions? Unbearable.
Voices appear. Reality becomes negotiable. You know what this is called in the psychology world? Solitary confinement-induced psychosis, and it is permanent in a significant percentage of cases. Now here's where I need you to think about something deeper, something that the Courage to be Disliked talks about. The idea that human beings are fundamentally social creatures, that we do not exist in isolation, that identity itself is formed through connection with other people. Take that away completely. Put a person in a box with no one to talk to, no one to reflect them back to themselves, no one to confirm that they exist, that they matter, that they are real, and something dies. Not slowly, not dramatically, just quietly, like a plant that hasn't been watered. You don't see it dying. You just one day look at it and realize it's already gone. Think about that. Think about how far a human being has to fall, how completely a system has to fail for a person to look at death and say that is better. If this video changed something in you, even a little, drop a comment. Tell me what hit you the hardest. And if you want to see what actually happens when a chomo walks into the real world with nothing, with no identity, with no self left, that video is right there. Because what happens after prison?
Yeah, what they call you, bro?
Hassan. I'm COE. Let's get it. I believe in myself. What was you when I needed help? Don't come at me with your hand out. I'm focused. I got a plan now. Don't even trip. How to get back on my shit. You take your hoes out on a date. I'm taking a risk. Every time I hit the school, I make it hit. If there ain't no money involved in me, it ain't making no sense. I took a little. Now I made a lot. Motherfuckers trapping, don't know what they doing, they making it hot. Is you gonna let me if I make it or not? 40-40, you should be hugging a block. Now we gone. Can't even call my brother on the phone. I be hiding so much pain, can't even put it all in a song. Motherfuckers wanna be friends with you, just run up in your home. Get you a loan, put one in your dome. Put some money, even a name. Couple bricks, even a chain. Be ready if you gon' be in the game. What is money if you don't got a brain? Haters always try to talk down, throw shots at me, don't know how to aim. Whoever raised you should be ashamed. Swerving in and out of my lane. You gotta compare me to greats, cause I'm in the top spot. My brother told me that he was always gonna be there, but my brother got shot. Remember when we had the block high? Remember when we had a stove for heat? When I make it, we all gon' feast. I'ma call me a Protect Philippe. One day we gon' get out the streets, get out the mud. Geek in the hood, I can't get off the drugs. Fucked up, ran off of the plug. Shit changed since I got a buzz. Bad hoes be showing me.
You started off a little slow, then you started cracking a little bit. There's a lot of dudes in prison with a lot of talent. This dude is sitting here with this knife in his hand. Right there. I mean, you know, but those, these conditions here in Georgia. Wow. And they running around with big knives. They out in the open taking videos with this. You won't see that in California. They coming to get you. It's not happening like that. These dudes be out there with machetes, nearly, walking around in the day room in their cell, making videos with 15 of them on there with the big old knives, popping it, rapping and all that. What is going on inside of these prisons? I just cannot get over the conditions of these prisons here in Georgia. How can one survive? This is rats, big rats, water coming into your cell, water coming into the dorm. Sink doesn't work, toilet doesn't work. The sinks that do work, they are emanating brown water, dark brown water. Horrible. And I'm sure when his sister did come and see him, he asked certain questions as to whether or not the walls were straight or curving. They're closing in on him. He's been in the hole for 8 months for a fight. The walls are closing in on him in these sort of conditions. Can you imagine? Yeah. He's probably hallucinating. He probably doesn't think things are right.
Yo, look, troublesome. Bro, be an M, they caught another one, I'm troublesome. I let it pop like some bubble gum. I couldn't rest, I couldn't sleep when I was on the run. I can't complain, cause you know that I've been troublesome. I used to hit them 2-on-2s and then 1-on-1s. When I'm in jail's the only time I have a 1-on-1. Cause on the roads I keep a shank if it ain't a gun. I send a pussy to the sky and leave him by the sun. The undie saw me on the other side looking scary. I had to get rid of that candle like Mariah Carey. My nigga got a life sentence and he wants some Marys. Told him stat for that appeal but he ain't trying to hear me. Fake people make me cringe, so don't bring them near me. Them ops used to be my friends, they can never scare me. I've been unruly, so I know they fear me. And I'm troublesome, the worst of my mother's sons. Fighting in them YOs and big man prisons. High security, they have me cat A living. With the hella killers busting jokes in the kitchen. Real talk, you don't know how man was living. They told me I would die, yo, end up in a can, but I wasn't hearing that shit. I was fully with the gang. I seen real life pussies act like bullies on the gram. I want a bun and I ain't talking about no tan shit. Have you grabbed that revolver, let it bang, or seen flesh on a blade when you dip down a man? I took so many risks, it was all for the gang. Hackney Road, Tower Block, that's where I used to hang shit. We're killing niggas like we're working with the clan. We ain't never had jobs, we make money off them grants. You gon' see who's real when they gotta take the stand. Will they fold or will they stick to the plan? From young they call me bad, but nothing like MJ. Flying up to Conch with them burners on the M-way. Where I'm from we shoot niggas, no press play. And you know we get busy with them ZKs. Catch something then we slide out the next day. Trying to leave a pussy red like young M.A. Now he flies, make it hot, he won't get shade. And I can't mention what I do if I get. And even then when on the wing we gotta get paid. If you want spice for 2 bills you can get a page. I'm trying to corrupt the screw, I'm trying to get paid. But if they catch us we'll be back on the M-way. Man that's dispersal, where you gotta be with it, fuck a verbal. Where that time's moving slower than them turtles. Social visit, legal visits and them purples. And there's a up in the building, got a circle. They get it cracking G, I got my back so I don't care if no one's backing me. I'm really with it, trust I'm far from a rapper G.
Why you think they got me stuck in the majesties? Why you think they had me labeled as high risk? What them life is that done left the nigga lifeless? I met some Akis that won't kill shit for ISIS. Hella man are brainwashed, this a crisis. Some of the killers that I met be the nicest. People that I met in my lifetime. Caught a body, now they gotta do a lifetime. Got them praying to the heavens for a lifeline. On the run, while them boy was at a 9-night. Where the family celebrate the victim's lifetime. He was calm, but they say he was a nice guy. They always say that when you put man on the sideline, I'm troublesome. Bro, we at M, then caught another one, I'm troublesome. Bro, let him pop like some bubble guns. I couldn't rest, I couldn't sleep when I was on the run. I can't complain, cause you know that I've been troublesome. I used to hit them 2-on-2s, like them 1-on-1s. When I'm in jail's the only time.
Okay. I've had just about enough. Sure, you all have to. There you have it. Apparently, those prisons are right there in Georgia. And they are horrific. I'm sure some of you know more about this experience than I do as it relates to those prisons there in Georgia. Maybe you can let me know how these conditions are possible. And how come not anything apparently has been done about it? How can those individuals live in those sort of conditions? And again, the thing that gets me is that society needs to understand that these individuals are indeed returning to society. So you may say, well, lock them up, throw away the key, treat them like that, treat them worse than that. We don't care. But understand that these individuals are coming home at some juncture. And then when they come home, they're upset, bitter, angry at society for having been treated like something worse than an animal. And that society sanctioned this treatment. You're coming home and you're walking to your car at night, getting off of work, and this individual is passing by you. You have to deal with him and his anger and his bitterness. Bear that in mind. That it's fun now. We say lock them up, throw away the key, and treat them bad. But yeah, they're going to find the key and get out at some point. And then we have to deal with these individuals who are now upset, irritated, frustrated with how society and the system has treated them. And oftentimes they find themselves taking it out on everyone, on society at large, increasing the recidivism rate. We can do something about this now. The individuals there in Georgia need to come together, the city councilmen and such, and change these conditions. They can do it. It takes nothing to get running water inside of these cells and toilets that function. To have these individuals living like this and to think that it will not translate into violence at some point when a human being is deprived of basic humanity, then it's just a mistake. You have to treat them with more dignity than what we are witnessing here. And again, if you don't, then we will be the ones to pay the price, society as a whole. So we all need to try to do something about these conditions that we're witnessing out here in Georgia and all of the other prisons that have similar conditions. Did you see the size of that rat? Not the one that was inside of the cereal bag. Those are a bunch of little babies. They had a big rat coming out of that vent. You imagine sleeping right there, trying to eat your food, and here come this big, and you live in here. You can't get out. You got to stay in here with this thing. This your cellie. This big ass rat, that's your cellie. You sit there and have a conversation with the rat to try to break up the monotony. It's so bad in there. I'm not making light of this, man. It's not good. This is horrible. Let me know what you think in the comments. Y'all got everyone. Stay free. You know, that's the thing. If you do nothing else, stay. I don't want to see anyone living like this in these sort of conditions. I've lived in similar conditions for many decades. And I'll never be the same because of it. Neither will they. So the objective is to stay free out here. Recognize your blessings, how blessed you are, whether you're a criminal or not. You're still blessed to have your freedom. In this society. And be thankful and grateful for it. Stay safe and stay free, people.